All right. So we got maybe a requested one, maybe something that maybe a lot of people do ask, a lot of people that do ask me as well. In general, this will be something very long, but this will be quite informative or informational. Instead of you having to put everything next to each other, I will do that for you. So we have what we call three champions, or three airguns, three power airguns that are actually in South Africa. They're probably one of the biggest makes compared to what they do, how they are. They definitely stand out above the rest, from power to the way they're used and. But each of them work for a specific purpose as well. Everyone has their own needs and wants. Everyone has their own list they want to tick as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to run through a few things. Please keep in mind, this is also a very personal opinion on what I like more and. So if you do hear me say something that you're not happy with, please note, this is me just saying what I like more about it, not what I think is better. But I will also add that in there. All right. So we're going to start off simple. I'm going to start off something that everyone knows, and we'll work our way through to the other two champions, so to call it. I'd say champions, the reason being they're the best. I don't see anything better than that. So we'll start with something that everyone knows. Your standard impact, FX from Sweden, FX Airguns, it's FX M4. It's one of the new ones actually that came out recently, with pretty much almost everything on it that it needs. So I'll quickly show you. Better than me talking and showing. So there's our normal M4. All right, first of all, you can see this is very light. So if we're going to talk into comparison on regards to what I have here in the unit in front of me and the options in recording, this is probably one of the best all-rounder guns you can get, in the sense of if you need to tick off all the boxes from shot count, being this rifle has got 28 shots in the mag. That's one magazine. That's not how you tune it. In shot count, as in general, in long run, the nice meaning behind this is you're able to tune this for as light as you want to, getting quite a lot of shots out, even over 100 plus, or you can tune it for as hot as you want to, being a 40 grain, meaning pretty much a mag, if not a bit less, but getting the maximum power out of a gun like this. One thing I have noticed, if you compare the three, there's a lot less going on in here, meaning there's a lot less material being used, making the gun obviously a lot lighter and more easier to walk and stalk around with. Not saying it is the best, but very, very cool. Obviously, the company has been going on, FX Sweden, or FX in general, has been going on for quite long. So a lot of technology and a lot of time has been put into this, obviously. So where we're standing here at the M4, we have in front of me here 800mm barrel. That's what's standing on the front here with what we call a tensioning kit. You'll see I have not added silencers to either of them. I've had these guns as raw as possible so you can understand what you're buying before you even buy it. This is what you'll get out of the box. Nothing extra, nothing else. Except for the magazine and obviously your fittings or whatever. But as this rifle comes like this, it comes in a hard case, which is really cool. This rifle on here can take a second regulator. So if you want to push it up to 300 bar, it's fine, but stock then it comes at 250. Obviously, this is a bull-pup shape, making it a lot smaller. That's where the weight also comes in. So another box that it ticks. It's compact, it's lightweight, the shot count's there. So power-wise is also there. It's ambidextrous as well. So it has all the little features that you need. The nice part is this is very customizable. If you one day decide this gun is too long for me and I don't need this much power, you can change two things on this gun. That is a barrel and the bottle. And you can shrink this gun down to a backpack size rifle. And it will still be able to shoot a slug up to a certain amount of meters. Obviously from person to person references, from weight to weight as well. So the tunability on this is quite advanced in the sense of there's 4 to 5, depending on the M3 and M4, which is very, very similar. 4 to 5 different type of ways you can tune it, from your 2 regulators that you have on it on the M3, or the 1 regulator here, to your macro and your micro wheel, which is on the side, obviously, which works with your hammer. The soft return valve here in the front, which obviously works with your valve, how long it opens and closes. And then obviously also you have a dual port and a single port, which you can also change out. And you can actually adjust your probe on the inside. So the length of how far it pushes it in and. And we can go deeper and deeper and deeper, but that's your main things you'd work on. So there is quite a few things you need to work on before you are like, cool, you know what, I am set, I'm happy with this. And then you can fine tweak. Yes, it is a plus point in the fact of if you want that fine tuning, this is going to be your best bet. But if you want something simple that you can literally take out the box, turn a few things and shoot, it's going to be a bit more complicated here. Out and all, this is absolutely brilliant gun for pretty much everything that it needs to be used, needs to be done for. So definitely one of the top 3. It makes sense. power-wise, everything that it needs. So we'll put the M4 one side for now. I've still got 2 more to come, but this is very, very cool that we have here. All right. So that's one. Something a bit more different. Much more on the bench rest side. So we just spoke about more walk and stalk. We're going to go into something a bit more on the bench rest side here. Now this is a rifle and a half. This is not in any means of way, depending on how strong you are, a walk and stalk gun. As the rifle is here, you get it out of its case. There is a lot going on here, as you can see. From the plenums that are in it, from the barrel that is completely as thick as a finger, to the tube tanks at the back, to everything. This is a bench rest gun. Probably one of the best bench rest guns I've also seen, felt, and actually used before in my life, out and out. Something that really has pulled the way for me here is, first of all, the weight on it, the way it's been weighed out, that if you were to put something on the front or whatever, your rifle is extremely stable, to a point where you don't have to worry about when you're going to pull the trigger or how you're going to move around, that it's not going to affect anything. Where you put it is where this thing sits. Very cool. Another point up on this one that I like a lot more on this rifle is the fact that it comes out with a 700cc tank in total, meaning that's plenums and tanks, and it's rated at 300 bar. So already no upgrade is needed there. You buy it as is. You'll see that the barrel also on the inside doesn't need a tensioning kit, in reason being there is a thick steel housing around the barrel. Very, very, very cool. Very, very cool. So one of the to put it in this perspective, for bench rest, it makes sense because you don't need a 28 or a big, large magazine. It does come with an 18-round mag, which is more than enough for a rifle like this. One thing I have noticed on this Karma Red Panda in perspective is the cocking lever on it is very long and relaxing of a pull. So you know you're reloading the rifle over and forward. So it's not very quick. But obviously, Benchmade-wise, for a Benchmade, it's probably one of the best things to do. So everything's external as well. You've got 2 regulators on it as well. You've got an adjustable hammer here at the back. So 3 settings. That's all we have here. What's nice about this as well, it comes with everything. Adjustable buttstock, adjustable cheek piece, adjustable bag rudder. Everything here is adjustable, from the thumb rest to everything. You got Arca rails, Picatinny rails, you name it. So it's got everything that it needs, which is really nice. So all in all, for bench rest, you're never going to go wrong with this. Accuracy wise, if you just want to sit, shoot up to 100, 200 meters, this is absolutely brilliant. So one of my favorites as well. But the next one I would definitely say is something that really caught my eye recently. So we had the M4, we had the Karma Red Panda, and now we've got an epic 2 in perspective. So we'll get to that now. Okay. So this is more of the better looking ones, if I can put it in my own sense. Obviously with the wood stock that's on it, and quite a big fan of this. So these come in quite a few configurations, out and out. So if you want to put in perspective, this is your middleman of everything. It is not as compact as the M4 in perspective that it's not a bull-pup, but it is as sturdy and as powerful as the M4. That's one thing I can tell you. Shot count wise, it's going to have the same as well. So this is quite cool. So this is something that came very new into the market. I think this was maybe created maybe a year ago or so. I'm not too sure about that, but I just kept quite quiet in perspective of the way that this is made. Now, the barrels made here on the inside are physically from CZ themselves, from Czech Republic as well. It's a thick liner on the inside with a very studied twist on the inside. So we've shot these things, and I don't think I've had an easier time shooting the rifle than I have with one of these. Out and out, the most simplest thing. It's got 2 adjustments, a regulator and a hammer. That's it. It's got a balancing valve on the inside, which is not necessary to adjust, but if you want to go the further step, you're more than welcome to. But I've never struggled as little as what I have with one of these. I put the rifle down, turned it, and shot it. Absolutely brilliant. So downfall on this, it's got an 11-round mag. Cool. It is fine though. Quite a nice slimline kind of mag. Quite easy to load as well. So it's not that big of a schlep, if you want to put it that way, to use it. But tension barrel, pretty much everything you can need here. And weight-wise as well. It is not that heavy. It is a bit heavier than the M4, but it's nowhere near as close to the Karma. So this would be pretty much one of your best all-rounders, I would say. I just think the finish on this is also a lot better to me. The way things are done, the way things are put together, absolutely stunning. So the regulator timing. On your M4, you will turn anti-clockwise to open it, and you will turn clockwise to close. With the M4, unfortunately, to turn it downwards, you have to release all the air out of it and then put it up again. Same thing with the Karma. With the Epic, you turn clockwise and the regulator goes up. You turn anti-clockwise and the regulator goes down. Once you turn anti-clockwise, you just take a few shots and it settles itself, which is really cool. So no need to strip everything and just as it is a U-turn. The nice part as well, it doesn't have brass pins or anything like that or a tool that you need to use. It physically comes with its own special triangle tool that you can use to turn and open. And I think this is probably one of the easiest guns to strip by far. It is literally 8 or 10 parts and the gun is a part in everything that it needs to be. So all in all, this is quite nice. One thing that stands out hugely for me about this rifle is this cocking lever on it. It is absolutely short and it's smooth. And literally, it's the best feeling to close the lever. Once you open it and you close it, it's this magnetic pull and it steals it forward, which is very cool. So very, 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 very nice. All three of them have adjustable triggers. All three of them have all the extra bits, butts, what, where, how. So something for you would obviously be depending on what you want, what would work for you, whether it is you want a Epic, which has pretty much everything else, but the shotgun is in there. Or an M4, different in the way that you use it, or the fact that it is so complex of all the things. If you're looking for something that's bench stress made, we have one of those. So that is something very, very cool about all of these things. Do they all shoot incredibly accurate? Is it something that you can control 100%? 99% of the time, it depends on how you shoot. It depends on what you shoot through it and how you tuned it. So take those facts into matter and you can decide on which rifle fits you, which rifle suits you. Out of the 3 champions we have here in SA, or 3 of the best air rifles in SA. And yeah, my personal opinion on everything, if I could take the Epics, everything that they have, and put it into an M4 size and make it as wide as a Karma, that would be probably pretty much the best gun that you can have. But you can't tick off every single box that you want. So far, this is the winner for me, so far. But out and out, enjoy each and every one of them. All of them have their perks. All of them have their downside. It all depends on what you want. Cool, guys. Have a good one.